So today I thought I'd talk about something a bit different, and I'm just gonna hold it like this. There we go. In that, essentially, I wanted to think it's kind of along the lines of what is ownership, and this might sound like a completely crazy idea because it should be pretty obvious, but it's not so much when you get into stuff like, for example, a video that you're watching. It's technically owned by YouTube, not by me. Which is disconcerting, however, makes sense. So, and also, I'm going to turn this around for a sec. There we go. There's the whole idea that, and yes, this is the room that I'm filming in and will be filming in. And also, what the idea that a person who is renting, or in the case of a person who's renting, rather, if a building that they're renting burns down while they aren't in it, and are obviously not the cause of it, should they get paid out by the insurance company as well, or should it? It's just like all these little things that. How's that on? That just doesn't really make sense about ownership. Also, like, if I was to make, and I really hope to be able to make this at some point, but a Zelda, that light's really bright. A Zelda Let's Play, for example, like Ocarina of Time. If I can find it here, I'd show you the freaking cover of the. Yeah. Here we go. Cover art of the Zelda game, of the Zelda collection I would be playing from. Would, like, according to YouTube rules, would that be content infringement? But since I'm playing it with it not being content infringement, and according to deal with alleged deal with Nintendo, would the ad would put money into Nintendo's pockets, essentially. So it's just kind of like, where does all this go, right? Like, I'm making the video on my own time, but it's other people who are getting the money. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a little short video about, what the heck does ownership mean? And I get that we talk about stuff like, oh, he's a homeowner, so he owns the home. But if he's not using the home, does that mean that it's not that a renter who's using the home also has an invested interest in it, and thus is also an owner? That sounded really weird when I said it that way, but it makes sense. So anyway, yeah, like, just thought I'd ask a few questions. If you have any thoughts, tell me. Yeah. Note I'm not going into the Marxist idea of ownership, which is just really, really confusing, or the idea that essentially, are we owned, etc., because that also gets really confusing. And I'm not asking for a legal definition either, but anyway, just thought I'd ask a simple question. Yeah.